Hey everyone in the plant universe, it's Paul again. This video is going to be about one of my favorite things in the world, and that is growing plants in Kokedama. Kokedama translates to moss ball, and I believe it is a Japanese practice of wrapping the root ball of houseplants and other types of plants in soil and moss, and either tying it together with string, twine, yarn. I happen to use yarn because I like the color. And it's also known as poor man's bonsai. Now, let me tell you something. I don't know why, but I got into this and I have loved it ever since. And anybody that knows me, they know that my place here is stocked to the roof with Kokedama, all different types. All right, let me just show you because I got so many here. One of my pride and joy, Kokedama, is my aloe vera. Now, in my other video, I spoke about how my succulents don't do well here. I don't know if it's the air quality or there's the lack of airflow, but I always get root rot. Even if I don't water very often, I don't know what the deal is. So Kokedama has been another one of my saving graces when it comes to my succulents. As you can see here, my aloe vera. This was a small little aloe, by the way, and I put it in Kokedama. I water it maybe once every 2 to 3 weeks, not very often, and it goes nuts. And look at this. It's so top heavy. Beautiful, healthy, succulent leaves. Doing really well. And I just keep it in this glass vase and water it, every couple of weeks. It does amazing. And every succulent that I've put in Kokedama has done well. I'll show you some others in a minute. Oops, sorry about that. As you've probably seen if you've seen my orchid Kokedama video, this is my orchid in Kokedama. It does really well. This one hasn't been watered in a long time, but the roots started wrapping all the way around and growing through the bottom. I gotta water this guy. He's a little thirsty, and my apologies, I'm sorry. Just so many plants to take care of here. Here are some other succulents. This is Haworthia in Kokedama, doing really well. Gotta water this guy too. They just love it. They love, love, love it. Here's a jade. Look at this puppy. Now these guys, because their leaves are so succulent, you don't have to water them very often at all, just like the aloe. This guy gets watered maybe every 2 to 3 weeks, and it's been doing really well. If I don't water them very often, I'm not going to get many new leaves. It's just going to kind of sustain itself. So if you want some more rapid growth, then water it, let it dry, water it, let it dry. Don't go too long between waterings. This is one of my favorites. This is my snake plant. I have so many snake plants in Kokedama, and the yarn is really beautiful. And because the roots are not that extensive, unless they're going to be sending up pups, you don't need a huge moss ball at the base. This one is not very big, and it just looks really, really, really cool in this glass vase sitting on a coffee table somewhere. Just really cool. Everyone loves these, so I'm always making these for people. Snake plant Kokedama. Here's another Haworthia in a little, I'm not sure if this is a sake cup. I'm not sure. It looks like it could be. But this one is with crocheted yarn and the moss on the inside, and it's doing really well. Same situation as with the other one as far as watering is concerned. Here is a hybrid aloe wrapped in really pretty yarn that kind of matches the leaf color, and I put this in one of the same little cups that I found, and it doesn't even go all the way down, but that's fine. I water it. I just let the excess water drain out, and I sit it in its cup, and it's doing really well. It's actually growing a new tip because I had cut this to propagate. This one was really long. We got a new tip here now. Doing really well. Loving Kokedama. Here's one of the mother plants. This is another hybrid aloe. Doing insanely well. I had to limit the water I was giving it because it was just growing too quickly. You can see at the end here it's starting to climb out of the vase. But it's really enjoying this setup. I was watering this one every week, once a week, and it was just growing way too quickly that I didn't want to have to keep cutting it to propagate it. So I said, let me just space it out maybe every 3 weeks, and still doing really well. and it looks beautiful in here. I just don't want it to grow as rapid because it's just a lot to take care of with all these other plants everywhere. And here's another aloe. Similar setup. This one's in a glass, and it's growing really nice and tall and starting to trail over the end, which is really kind of cool looking. Then we have the minis. This is a little aloe, a mini, and a little mini Kokedama, and a tall, I don't know if you call this a shot glass, but it's good because since the root ball is so small, it evaporates and dries out rather quickly. So in this container, it holds on to moisture just a little bit longer. And again, I only water this once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks if it's still not drying out, but doing really well. And we have another one here. This one, I believe, is a gasteria. And this one's really, really dry. I don't know if you can hear that. It's really dry, but the leaves are doing really well. You can see there's some new growth coming in. I'm gonna have to water this one probably today. I'll do that. And then it can go 2-3 weeks until the next watering. And if you want to keep them in a small container like this, because this is so cool looking and it looks really nice at your desk at work or on a small windowsill, then just, you know, limit the water that you give them as far as the frequency. And you can keep it nice and small like this and cool looking. And then we have a really awesome one here. This is my Hartley philodendron. Oh my God, it's so big. It's not even in the shot. Can you see it? Look at this. It's just got a small little root ball and it's doing fine in there. Put it in a glass. It's just suspended in the glass and it's trailing everywhere. It's going nuts. I'm telling you, these plants, they do really well in Kokedama. Look at these leaves, new leaf growth, very healthy, very supple. Of course, these plants do need more frequent watering than the succulents do. I feel like this is too close to the camera. So they do need more frequent watering. I'd say definitely once a week, if not a couple times a week. It really depends on, I go by how the plant is reacting. If it's starting to look a little sad and thirsty, then of course I'll top it off, give it some water, soak the little root ball, and drain out the rest. I don't ever have it sitting in the water because that's not the purpose of this. You just moisten that Kokedama root ball and then just set it in your vase and let it dry out for the week. Really, really awesome, cool, trendy thing to do with your plants. Most plants I've found do really well in Kokedama. As long as you're caring for them correctly, you shouldn't have a problem. I haven't really found too many plants that don't do well. One thing I will say is depending on the type of plant, your medium within that root ball, within that moss ball, will have to be a little bit different. There are some plants that prefer a more clay-based soil on the center, others that don't like any soil at all. Like some of these succulents, there's no soil in here at all. There's just the moss. Some of the philodendrons and other aroids, they do prefer to have some soil in there, maybe even add in some perlite before you wrap them in moss and then bind them with the yarn or the twine or whatever it is that you're using. So it's all about experimentation. Oh, and same thing with the orchids. These guys prefer, from what I've experienced, they prefer to just be in the moss, kind of like in sphagnum moss when you have them in their pots. It's the same situation. Wrap them in sphagnum, bind them with either the twine or yarn, and water them regularly as you would if they were just in a pot. And this guy definitely needs some water. I'm so sorry. Anyway, so yeah, Kokedama, really easy, really fun, really beautiful too. You could use different colored yarns. Like this particular one I think is really pretty. It's got a yarn that changes color from a blue to a light blue to a greenish to a gray, and it just looks really, really pretty. And if this was in like a glass container, it would look even more pretty because you can see the whole spherical root ball. In here I just have it temporarily in this little cup because I had nothing else. Anyway, that is my story on Kokedama. I say experiment, explore the world of Kokedama. I definitely recommend it. I love it. That is probably one of my most favorite ways to grow my plants, all different plants. If you have any questions, obviously leave a comment or send me a message and I will fill you in on my experience. but I say give it a shot. What do you got to lose? Just keep your eye on your plants and you won't lose your plants. You know, if you're new to Kokedama and you start transferring your plants to Kokedama, just make sure you watch them and look for signs of any type of distress. Chances are it's going to be that they're either drying out too quickly or they've been wet for too long. So it's just finding that happy medium and knowing your plants and what they need. So yeah, so go for it. Again, this is Paul. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
I'm writing to you to say how you make me feel, 'cause the words won't come out right. Although it's taking time, I wanna let you know the truth tonight. I've realized my lifetime dream of you and me